Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different. I thought I would come out and be super vulnerable with you guys and talk about some stuff that I normally talk about on like my Instagram stories, and I've gotten a lot of kind words about. We are going to talk about a little bit of a life update. So just like I'm sure every single one of you guys, 2020 has not been kind to me. To start, was out of a job for a month and a half, which I know doesn't sound like a lot. I know some people are still out of a job, you know, I'm sure, and I'm, you know, even with me not working for a month and a half, like it was really hard for me to find the desire to get up and do anything, you know, with nothing being open, not being able to, you know, go from house to house to visit at least family. It was really hard. It was really something that it took a while for me to get used to. At the time, at the beginning of 2020, I was living alone in this beautiful house, and I found myself, I don't want to say depressed because I wasn't going through an episode like I did a few months ago, but it was kind of hard. Like, there just, like I said, wasn't much I could go out and do. You know, I had gotten a little bit of backlash from like just going to my mom's house, which is down the street. And that was really hard for me, going from someone who saw my mom every day to not being able to see her kind of at all. And I get the extremity, I understand, you know, nobody knows where the other person's been and so forth. So that was really hard for me. Another thing that was really hard for me that was because of COVID was I stopped going to school. If you know me at all outside of YouTube in my personal life, I was a cosmetology student from 2018 until right when COVID hit. A little backstory about me is I am big on my job. I take a lot of pride in myself and the fact that I kind of try to pay for everything that I own, whether it's school, my car, rent. I don't really try to ask for help. So I pride myself in working so that I don't have to ask my mom for extra money for school and so forth. You know, she'll help if I need it, but I work a lot. So getting my 1,600 required hours for cosmetology was taking a long time. My friends who finished it in a year and a half, I was still like I was already on my second year and only had like 230 accrued hours. So I not only stopped because COVID made me stop, but I stopped because I wasn't gonna be done anytime soon. And I'm the kind of person that I just wanna go and do what I love to do. And unfortunately, I can't do cosmetology legally unless I have a license. So once COVID hit, I actually had finished this half a semester that my school offers, and that next semester I was supposed to take was the month that COVID hit. So I never went back, and also I didn't end up taking the online courses because for me, cosmetology is a very hands-on sort of thing, and to not have a teacher or a licensed professional come up and tell me, oh, you know, you did that balayage wrong, or oh, you need to do this haircut a little bit better, it was a little bit harder for me, so I decided not to finish my cosmetology. I then decided to go into work full-time, and I have been doing that since March. I want to say I've been okay with my decision to not have gone back to school right away, or to not have at least, you know, just taken like a math class or an English class or a, you know, whatever. Just, you know, I really just focused on working and wanting to have a social life, even though, you know, 2020 said we couldn't socialize. That was really important for me, was, you know, having my own money. At the time, I was planning to move out with my ex. We were planning to move out at the end of the year. We had agreed to save X amount of money each, that way we could move. And then we broke up in August, and that was really hard for me. And I fell into depression. I think maybe my second worst episode I've ever had. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. I just kind of lost myself. I get chills talking about it. I didn't really know what to do with myself. I got to the point where I didn't know who I was. And I tried to put up this front like most people do when, you know, if you've ever had a depressive episode, you pretend to be okay even though you're not okay. And that's something that I did. I remember one time at the beginning of the year, we had broken up, and it was hard. Not as hard as this most recent time, but it was hard. And I remember was it my cousin's birthday? No, we'd just gone to the movies as a family. It was like my aunt, my uncle, my cousins, and then my grandma and my grandpa. Like, we had all just gone to the movies, and I was watching the movie, and it was fine. Everything was fine. And then we went to Chuck E. Cheese, and I broke down. I don't know why I broke down in the bathroom of a Chuck E. Cheese, but I broke down in the bathroom of a Chuck E. Cheese. And after we broke up in August, I felt that pain times 10. And I know it was really hard for my family to see me go through something like that, even though I didn't put that face out there. So that's when I turned to YouTube, and I turned to renovating my house. Since I had all this money I had saved up that I was going to use to move, I used on fixing up my house, which was something that was much needed anyway. But I turned my sadness into something more fulfilling. I got a roommate who genuinely is such a great person and cares so deeply for others and for me. And I always joke, but I genuinely say is probably one of the healthiest relationships I have to date. And you know, that in itself is something so important for someone going through a depressive episode, is having that support system, which I've always had. I'm not saying that my parents and my other family, like the rest of my family, hasn't been a support system, but having someone there physically for you so that you know you're not alone when you go to sleep or whatever, like that's so important. Going back to the depressive episode that started in August, I started seeing a therapist again. And I saw a doctor, and I was not finally, because I don't want to say finally, but I was officially put on medication to help, which I think, and I'm sure other people in my life can attest to, has helped a lot. And I'm not just saying medication, but therapy and all of this. All of these pieces and these components have all come together, and I'm me. I'm myself again. Although, you know, depression's not something that just goes away. Like, I will always deal with depression and I will always deal with anxiety, but I'm definitely a much better person than I was back in August, back in September, back in October. Like, hell, even back at the beginning of November, I am a much happier, exciting. I'm just a completely different person, and I like to tell people about it. I like to tell people about it because I want to give hope to people that are in the same boat, or you know, feel like they don't have any more hope. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not, you know, I still have times where I lay in bed and I think about, you know, the breakup, or I think about something that happened back in July, or just, you know, I like I said, depression is something that you will always deal with. Some days are better than others, but I've definitely, I'm just point of the story is I'm a different person. I'm so much more comfortable with myself and with being alone and all of that good stuff. Aside from that, I'm going back to school. I am overwhelmed with I'm so excited. I don't think I've ever seen someone be so excited to go back to school, and I'm so excited to go back to school. I have decided to go back to school for photography. Still up in the air if I'm gonna get a bachelor's or just a certificate of completion, but I am excited to announce that I will be returning to school, and next time this year maybe I will be a college graduate or something. I'm not sure how all this works because I haven't even gotten slightly close to the finish line. But I do just ask of you guys, because this is the part that always kind of kills me, is motivation. Again, full transparency, always try to find the easy way out when it comes to school. I went from English to cosmetology because cosmetology didn't require general eds. Now I'm going from cosmetology to photography because it doesn't require you to have a certain amount of hours. You just finish classes. You don't even need to do your general eds, and then you get a degree from a college. So I just ask you guys to help motivate me. And I'm only saying this because I know a lot of my viewers are friends and family, and this isn't something I had enough time to post on Instagram stories. So yeah, that's that's the update of my life. The holidays are coming and I am so excited. I may not have any money, and I may have not had any money to buy all the spectacular gifts I normally buy every year, as I'm sure a lot of people didn't. However, I did put a lot of thought into a lot of my gifts, which I feel like always trumps what's the word? The materialistic part. It always trumps the materialistic part of a gift. So I'm just really excited to share that with you guys, and I'm excited to be very vulnerable with you guys, and I do hope to, in the future, make a video of an update of, my mental health, and to give you guys a little bit more of a brief overview of my mental health, and how it's been over the last few years, and how I've coped with it, and all of that fun stuff. Not fun stuff, but you know what I mean. I just hope to reach out to someone, whether it's someone my age, or someone younger than me, or even someone older than me who is currently in the situation. You're never too old to go back to school. You're never too old to, achieve your dreams. It sounds so cheesy. Oh my God, I should get a shirt that says, you're never too old to achieve your dreams. I just hope that, my transparency and my vulnerability is, I'm able to help somebody with my information and with my experiences. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below and I will answer them, or answer them in a future video. Or if you guys just want to see a future video with a bunch of questions, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, do all that super fun stuff, and stay really, really safe. I hope you guys have the most fantastic holidays. And I love you so much. Thanks.